Hi there, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about something we do in life called work experience. This is an opportunity we offer to you guys during your time at school. So what is work experience? Well, it's a period of time that you spend with an employer gaining valuable experience. You do this in the working world. Ideally, this employment is in an area that interests you and you can see yourself progressing towards through your studies at school, college, uni, or whatever you do in the future. Sometimes pupils may choose to work or get experience that they believe is their passion, but later in life they completely go in a different direction. This isn't an issue at all. It's not a problem. It's just an opportunity to gain more experience at being at work and working with others in the working world. You may say, what's the point? It's a good question, not gonna lie. A lot of people think like this. A few great reasons for this experience in the working world to do work experience is it looks great on your CV. It also go on your personal statement, and employees judge you on this, unfortunately, but it's something that you have to work on, add to, and this is one major part of that CV and that personal statement that you do. Secondly, work experience is like a trial run. If you're going to get stuff wrong and mess up, then you might as well do it on work experience before you are getting actually paid for the job you're doing. And thirdly, a lot of pupils actually get a job, their first job is from their work experience. I've had many people do architectural work experiences, and then after they've finished school, college or uni, they then get a job at the place they did their work experience at, which is fantastic. Some of you may have had or currently have a job like a paper round, working at Mackey's, maybe having a family member out in their place of employment. And all this is great. You know, you're going to put it straight onto your CV as employers look fondly on this. It will also give you a step up over anyone else going for a job that you are, because you've had the experience and you've worked places. Another little thing that you could do on this is volunteering. Volunteering is great. If you can give up your time for no money to help other people out, that will go a long way to getting you your perfect job when you put that on your CV as well as this work experience. I've been able to gather a whole bunch of really busy people, and these people are employed in different areas around the world, and they love to share their own experiences with you. What I did, I put a few questions to them on your behalf. For instance, like what's their name, what's their job, what sector do they work in, how did they get to the job they're in now, and what do they love or like about the job that they do currently. I'm hoping this will give you a really good insight into why we do work experience, and maybe even turn some of you onto a job you haven't thought about doing before. What I'd like to do, I'd like to introduce you to our first lovely speaker. This is Jess. She's a visual effects expert, and I'm going to let her answer the questions I put to her and explain to you about what she does and why she does it.
Hey, my name is Jess and I work in visual effects for film and TV. My official job title is a paint and roto artist, which basically means that I'm somebody that in the shots for the final sequence and the final edits and stuff removes things like wires, stunt doubles, or like people or objects and stuff that basically aren't going to be in the final finished edit. I really love my job because it means I get to work on big named projects and fun projects, so stuff that's from Netflix or like big films like Star Wars, The Mandalorian, The Witcher, but I also get a really nice mix of creativity and technical stuff that I get to do, and it's quite a mix of a job. But yeah, I really like it. I chose to do it because when I was at school and at college, I basically really got into photography and editing, and I kind of found that I wanted something a bit more of a challenge, and so then I got into film production, and I went off to university at the Arts University of Bournemouth to study film production. And whilst I was there, I met a lot of similar minded people. I got involved in some sort of like extra classes and took some courses and stuff. And then they also developed the visual effects degree whilst I was there, so I changed onto that one. But yeah, that's basically how I got to where I am now. I'm currently working in a London VFX house, been in the industry in my job for about just under 3 years, and I've worked at 2 companies whilst I've been there. It's a really good job for if you want something that's sort of challenging and it's like problem solving, and it's creative and technical. There's also a lot of different avenues you can go down within the industry if you want to go into 2D, which is what I'm kind of in, or 3D avenue. There's a lot of different job roles if it sounds like something that you'd be interested in, and it does allow you to work in different places in the world. So there's a lot of VFX houses in London, there's also quite a few in Vancouver and Montreal, there's a big one in San Francisco, and then you've obviously got a really big one but small in New Zealand, so you've got Weta for Lord of the Rings. But yeah, I would really encourage anybody that wants to have a go at it.
Sounds amazing getting to work on shows like Witcher and Mandalorian. Just a short insight into visual effects for anyone that is interested in this sector. Next up is Christina, a radiologist from Sydney.
I'm Christina. I'm a radiographer at a very busy Sydney hospital. So as a radiographer, we take x-rays, CT scans, MRIs, ultrasounds, dental x-rays, and work all around the hospital and work with lots of different people, doctors, nurses, clericals, and a whole bunch of other people in the healthcare industry. What I love about my job is that I get to help people. It's a busy environment. We get to work with a lot of people. So as a radiographer, we get to follow many pathways, whether we want to stay in the clinical field and still do different types of scans and dealing face-to-face with a lot of patients, or we can go into the academic side of things as well and more into the research and education, as well as the management side of things. But I still love being in the clinical setting. I love working with other people, I love working with patients, and I love seeing them from, some of them anyway, from start to end. How you become a radiographer is to go through a university degree, and where you do lots of clinical placements throughout your years there, as well as a 1 year of clinical placement as well before you're a fully qualified radiographer. And from there you can specialize in certain areas such as CT, MRI and sonography. Also did I also did work experience as well at one of the hospitals in Sydney before I started the degree, to decide whether I actually wanted to go into the healthcare industry. So working in medical imaging is a very interesting and exciting place to work in. You're always on your feet and you're always learning and you're always educating, and you see people who have been in the industry for years as well as the newcomers as well when you work with students. So you might think that radiographers, all we do is press buttons and take the pictures, but we do actually really help in the diagnosis and treatments of a lot of patients, and we do see them from start to end of their journey through the hospital. Growing up, I've always liked science and health, so this just seems like the perfect job for me. I think my job is fun and exciting, and also get to work with a lot of new technologies, and it gives you a high level of satisfaction in your job. And I highly suggest that you look into radiography if you're interested in joining the healthcare sector.
All the way from Australia, Christina, working hard in Sydney Hospital. Hopefully that was interesting for anyone looking at healthcare work or the NHS. Up next is Marcus, an enthusiastic police officer.
You're under arrest. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court, and anything you do say may be given in evidence. Yes, you've guessed it, I am a police officer. My name's Marcus and I'm 42 years old, from Birmingham. I've been in the police now for 16 years. I did go to university. There are alternative routes into the police, and all the information is on the Westminster Police website. I absolutely love my job. No 2 days are the same. If you're anything like me and you don't want to be sat in the office, then maybe the police can be for you. At dinner parties, all your friends will be asking what you did. They want to know about what your day was like. They don't want to know anything about accountants or any other job out there, because I think my job is the best because it's so exciting. Like I said, no 2 days are the same. I've been in the police now for 16 years. I'm currently an operational support unit officer, which is a great job. I go to murders, missing people, I chainsaw people's doors off, smash people's doors in, chase criminals every day. It is excellent. Maybe traffic's for you, maybe you like driving fast cars, chasing people, maybe you want to be a detective and catch murderers. Maybe you like dogs and you want to be a dog man, maybe you want to go in a helicopter. Anything is possible in the police. It's a great career. Maybe you want to be a manager, you can be an inspector, superintendent, whatever you want to do. It's a fantastic job. 16 years in the police, I started off as a regular, lots of movement, lots of opportunity. You're going to make friends for life in this organisation. You're going to see things you never thought you'd believe. You're going to meet people that you never normally would have come into contact with, and you will make a difference in your community. And you will help some really poor people, some really vulnerable people. And you're going to ask yourself, whilst we're on earth, what do you want your legacy to be? I'm proud to say, when I'm not here anymore, that I've helped quite a lot of people. And the police lets you do that. So I think it's a really exciting job. I'm really pleased that I've done it. 16 years has absolutely flown by. Normally it's a career of 30 years, maybe 35, depending on when you join. It's well paid. There's opportunities to earn more money through overtime, or you can earn more money if you go up the ranks. Highly recommend it. Give it a go.
Wow, Marcus's job is definitely not boring. How fantastic, and all those different careers under one roof. Hopefully that has helped some of you deciding on the police force or even other emergency services. Next up is Adrian, and he is a producer for sports events.
Hi, I'm Adrian. I'm TV director for sports events. Been doing it quite a while now. This is my office, where you can see I've got lots of screens. None of the cameras are switched on because we've just finished a day of filming. And I have great fun, really enjoy it. A bit of advice really is do what your passion is, do what you love, do what really gets you out of bed in the morning. Don't just follow money, and don't think that the money is the most important thing. If you do what your passion is, then you'll end up doing it really, really well, and you'll end up making more money because you're doing it better than other people who don't enjoy the job so much. I started off with a job in the city. I went to university, got a degree in science, in physics, but really there isn't a lot of job opportunities apart from being a scientist. Wanted to do something that was a little bit more fun, and sort of worked in the city and really got a little bit bored of that after a while, and in the end just started my own business and went from there. I think I get a lot of youngsters coming through, lots of different types of people. I think the best don't need to go to university, that's 100% for sure. What really matters is the engine inside and how much work and effort you're willing to put in to get better at your job. That's the key thing throughout. The one good thing is, I know you probably all spend a lot of time on your tablets and computers and technology, YouTube, God knows whatever else, gaming. Actually, that's okay, because there is more and more jobs out there which are for people who are pressing buttons like these sort of things behind me, which got lots of little flashy lights on. Don't know what half of them do really, but they look quite good. But the better you get at your job and the more fun you have, and you do more and more bigger gigs. I've just done a rugby union gig here, which was one of the biggest games in the country. All the cameras and everything were all coming into this central location based in Solihull, and it was fantastic, and it just worked.
Some great advice there from Adrian about following what you love and enjoy. It isn't always about the money, that will always come in the end. But directing sports events sounds like great fun. Up next we have young Richard, retiree and managing director.
Hi guys, hello. My name's Richard, and actually I'm retired, so at the moment I don't have a career. And I know a lot of you are thinking he looks too young to be retired. Well, maybe I am, but I've got some advice for you in how you could achieve early retirement as well. You know, when I left school after A-levels, I didn't know really what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to change things and get on, and rather than go to university, I joined a formal management training scheme by the Littlewoods organisation, and eventually I ended up managing 2 of their stores, which were like Marks and Spencer's these days. And then from there, I became managing director or chief executive of 4 other companies, just by working out in which direction I wanted to go. So my message is to most of you who are listening to this, who might not really at the moment know what you want to do. And I've got 4 messages for you. The first one is, don't worry. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I left school. Actually, most people don't. And I think even in my 30s and 40s, I still didn't know really what I wanted to do. Second piece of advice, get the very best qualifications that you can. Work hard for the next 15 months. Qualifications impress employers, and it's one of the first methods that they will use to give you an interview or actually give you a job. So they are really important. Thirdly, apart from qualifications, the things that impress employers are things like drive and ambition. They don't want lazy people. They want people that are going to help them run their business and make it more profitable or more efficient. Initiative is really important as well. I don't use the word common sense because I don't think it's very common. I call it rare sense, and in my experience it is quite rare. So if you've got some initiative, show the employer that that's what you can bring to the table and add to their business. And finally, number 4, this is the most important thing of all in your career. Don't give up. Sometimes you'll be up, sometimes you'll be down. Never ever give up. The only thing that's stopping you having a really successful career is you. So good luck with all that. Work hard, get those qualifications, have a great life. Bye now.
Brilliant message there from Richard. Most people don't know what they want to do when they leave education, so the best thing to do is to get as many qualifications as you can so you can get your foot in the door and get that all-important interview. Now remember, as Richard said, don't give up, and the only thing that could stop you having a really successful career is yourself. We're going to start our work experience this week by doing a little research and reflection. Due to the current pandemic, we're going to use a website to take part in virtual work experience from different companies over a week or 2. You will need to choose a virtual work experience from the many on offer and register to take part in the program. You'll be able to add this experience to your CV and personal statement. You'll get practical skills and knowledge, and if you complete the program, you will achieve a certificate. You will take part in live workshops with your employer, and you will complete activities and work assignments to develop your skills. This program will fit around your schedule with recordings and flexible timings. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to search for the most suitable work experience and how to register. All work experience start on different dates and run for different amounts of time. Now, please take your time to look through the SpringPod website and register for an experience that catches your eye. As you can see at the moment, I'm scrolling through all the open work experiences. As I make my way down, you can see there's so many opportunities. As we get to the bottom, which I'll speed ahead in a minute, there is up and coming work experiences. If you click that and then shoot straight to the top of the website again, you can look at experiences that you can select or register as an interest for later on. Now, we aren't sure when these will start, but it will definitely be soon, and this year, of course. But if one of those catches your eye, then by all means click learn more and then register your interest on that experience. As you can see, the virtual work experience for graphic designers caught my eye, so I clicked into learn more and then clicked apply. Now under apply, you can obviously add in your details, use an email that you have access to because they're going to send you a code. Now once you get that code, you'll be able to paste it into here and hit verify, and then that will allow you to complete your registration and add in lots of details about yourself. Okay, as you can see, you have to pick an age, so I'm doing it as I'm a year 12 as you guys, so I chose the age bracket. Then I said I was in school or college education, and then after that I was able to put in the school that I'm in, so Archbishop Ilsley. Obviously as you start typing it will show it, and then you can select it. Once you've selected our school, you're going to progress through your registration, filling out lots of information about yourself, and this will give you the best opportunity at getting a work experience that you want. And also we can use SpringPod later on in our school life to help us with university applications and anything beyond that. At the moment, I am just going through the registration quite quickly, as it's just a test profile for me to show you what to do. Obviously, you guys will take your time and fill it in properly. Now, if you let universities and employers view your profile, you might get more opportunities come through to you by doing this, so I just selected yes after filling out all the details. Now at this point you can read about the work experience and also click join the talent pool, which will add you to the work experience list. I hope everyone is getting lots of use out of the Careers Google Classroom. I'd like you to look out for a new assignment that will be linked to our work experience, where you had to get information and post your registration confirmation. Stay safe guys, and I look forward to seeing your choices and hearing about your work experience.